Fuck! We have been blessed with another episode of Helluva Boss, but it is time to search for the mistakes far and wide, just like I did with the previous episodes. Now in the previous episodes I gave them a lot of shit for how the eyes and hair had a constant battle of who would be in front of each other. I gave up on that this time around, so I think I'll mention it only once or twice. Another thing I noticed is that in this episode there seem to be a lot of actual mistakes compared to the previous episode, episode 2, but nonetheless it is still an amazing piece of artwork, animation, character development, and lore. As per usual, voice acting is great, sound effects are great, animation is great, video effects are great. It is amazing. That's not even in the script. But before I repeat a new one, I'll quickly mention a few things. Don't take this video seriously. It is purely for fun and entertainment. I do not mean to insult or offend anyone, especially not the creators. So grab a pinch of salt, lay back, chill out, and relax and enjoy. Just because I'm making a video focusing on the mistakes that happen during development doesn't mean I enjoy it. Doesn't mean that I do not enjoy the show. Quite the opposite, actually. Sometimes it could happen that it may seem that I think it's a mistake, but usually I either only mention it or I'm just poking fun at it. Compared to the other episodes I did, in this one I am focusing way less, if at all, on how are the characters positioned in given scene. In one scene they could be facing that way, but in the next scene they are still in the same place, but they could be focusing the other way. If I did that, we would be here all day, and these types of videos would take way more time and effort to make. And that is everything I wanted to mention. Again, sit back, relax, grab salt, grab drink, whatever, grab a pinch of salt, and enjoy the show. Aye! Blitzo's hand is clipping through the steering wheel, and his tongue is clipping through his mouth a little bit. The van and the fence do not agree with each other over here. Where the hell did she even come from? We could not see anyone on the parking lot beside the imp van itself. Not to be anal too much, but I don't think that's how smoke works. It would be coming from behind the van, essentially. Also, the car parked in the middle of the screen is not present in the bird's eye view we get, but other cars check out in these parking lot scenes, so I'll let this one slide. Blitz's horns just straight up get cut off. Blood on the van was not there before, and also we can't see Luna, even though we should. The axle on this car is just completely missing. We can see the background wall through where Verosika's hair and eyebrows meet. Blitz's right hand moves as it should, but for one frame we can see it move between us, essentially, and his face, which wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Blitz's tail just straight up got cut off into. Also, Verosika's fluff coat is slightly clipping through her wrist and her upper thigh. That was not there before. Verosika's hair is clipping into her right elbow. Her glasses suddenly have the temples or the arms, but before they didn't. And her face clips through her fluff coat.
You better move that wagon right now or I'm gonna...
You'll what?
This is the first time we see Vortex out of the car, even though we had plenty of opportunities to see him, but he just wasn't there. Also, the way his head is turned makes it really inefficient for him to see Blitz, since all he would see with his one functioning eye is his snout.
Oh, yeah, I heard. Yeah, we dated.
Was it before or after she became a pop star?
You dated a pop star! Okay, why are you all acting like that's such a shock?
I agree. I mean, he's smashing Stolas. Stolas is like high tier level royalty. He is way higher in the hell hierarchy. Come on. This one is really minor, but the elevator doors don't seem to match up with the wall frames and their tilt. This one is really nitpicky, but in the scene before they went past the water dispenser, yet they seem to be in front of it in this scene. This one I just want to mention, I won't really count, because it also happens I think once later on as well, but when Verosika is talking we can see the background through her mouth. Others though are positioned in a way that it is no issue. Moxie, at the end of their conversation, is no different as well. Shouldn't we be able to see the demons that were just inside? Just a thought. Hold up. I thought Blitz is the tallest of the three imps in Imp, but we see him almost the same height as Moxie. Also, we don't see Moxie all bruised up and with kiss marks in the previous shot. Also, I don't know what the thing in the top right corner is, but it feels like it should not be there. Something minor, but the way the characters interact with the table is weird. Also, burn forest burn. Lighting, out of nowhere and for no apparent reason, suddenly gets a little bit stronger on Verosica. In this frame, Blitz's horn and hand cannot come to an agreement as to who should be on top.
Every year, you STD spreaders go up topside for easy pickings, while spring break is a prime time for crime of all kinds. So I bet you suck, you bitches can't f as many people as we can off by the end of the day.
So I was thinking about this a little bit, right? How do the succubus's plan to prove how many people they smashed? In Imp's case, they will just show them the bodies of the unfortunate souls, but the succubus don't really have a tangible proof of how many people they smashed. They will have to rely on Imps believing them on their statement, but I highly doubt that will happen. The challenge was rigged from the start. Well done, Blitz. Well done.
Oh, you're serious.
Let me laugh even harder.
This is how you save time and resources animating. That is what we call a foreshadowing. Blitz's pointy stick is suddenly pink, but before it was just black. Okay. Moxie's tail doesn't really line up how it should, and here it just gets completely cut off, and here it's messed up as well. Blitz's hand is partially cut off and clipping through the table. Moxie's tail is messed up again. Moxie's tail isn't completely cropped as it should, and Blitz's torso as well, and Blitz's hand is cut off here too.
Well, why don't you take an art class?
Why don't you see how expensive they are?
I reckon they may be referring to real life with this one. In these few frames we cannot see through Blitz's horns, even though we should be able to. The hands on the paper in the background changed a little bit. Blitz's horn tip point is not the right color, but the right color pops back in later. Blitz's hand insignia is missing from this frame or a few frames, and then it pops back in.
You know the kind of freaks up there who drool all over you.
Uh-oh. They know. Luna's upper thigh collar suddenly pops out of existence. And here, her thigh does the same thing. In this one, Luna is missing the collar on her fingers this time around. In these few frames, we can see that Luna's thumb turns into the color of her glove, and then it turns transparent, and then a few frames later, one of her fingers turns transparent. This is probably minor, but the phone's outline has its own mind. Now, it could be what they call a smear frame, but it just looks a little bit off to be a smear frame, if that makes any sense. Luna is missing her phone in this shot. You could argue that she may have put it away, but her hand gestures tell me otherwise. Until a little bit later we see her use her hands in a way which would not make sense if she still was holding her phone. Seems like a slight oversight, or maybe plans change during animation. I know I shit a lot on the mistakes and question logic in an animated cartoon, but this is a very neat little detail of Luna reacting to Blitz's thrown pencil. As Blitz throws his pencil, it hits something and we can see Luna's right ear react to that. At least I hope that was on purpose. When Moxie essentially facepalms, his hand moves under his eyeline and his eyebrow. Blitz seems to be coming from the rock rather than from behind it. This might be a stretch, but Luna's bottom triangle on the pentagram on her clothing is white half the time they are on Earth. Could be just a clothing design, but I'm not sure. Blitz's horn is missing color, and Blitz's arm got cut off. How convenient that all their targets are at the same location at the same time. Millie's tail has some clipping problems. Dude's feet got cut off too soon. The top of the dumpster suddenly got a bit more bright. And Moxie just slams the lid of the dumpster onto his knee.
That's 9 kills in the bag.
Actually, they only showed that they killed 7 people, and there's only 6 bags that are visible here, so that doesn't really math out.
Y'all ready to get fucked up and make some bitch bad choices? Fire!
Wait, so she's a pop star in hell and on Earth? How does that even work? I guess she could be hopping from hell to Earth and back whenever she feels like, but Blitz did say that they come on Earth once a year. So I'm really not sure how this all works out. This is kind of another stretch, but in this frame we can see the dude's arm rising above the girl's head, yet there is still a depiction of his arm still being down and between them. Blitz starts foaming seemingly out of his skin, but 2 frames later his mouth moves to the correct position. The girl's foot got cut off, and also there is just a random shadow there. And also, this dude's cup was cut off as well, and it has some blurriness issues. Part of the dude's chin or cheek becomes transparent. Since he has that sunburn pattern around his eyes, shouldn't there be one for the bridge of the glasses too? Also, the way the glasses fell feels weird. They just popped through his ears. There wasn't any up movement and down. Cheek on the right, well, her eye is just all over the place. Her eye is behind her hair, but her eyelash is above her hair. It's just, yeah. How the fuck does she see anything through her hair? Also, we don't really see Veronica on the stage, even though we should. My man just puked out a straw and a plushie. To be honest, here the axe doesn't really resemble the one he took out earlier. Wait, so how does that work? Hypothetically, if he is not on the list, they essentially killed an innocent person, well, innocent as it gets. Do they not get punished in any way? Also, what is stopping demons from just flooding the earth and overtaking it in the first place? This could be a stretch, but the string on the bra suddenly just matches up with Luna's hair, or, well, becomes transparent. In these few frames, Veronica's hair gets prematurely cut off. Vortex is missing his tattoo. Here the tattoo is on his other arm, and here he is still missing his tattoo. I think what happened here is that whoever animated this scene or scenes thought that the tattoo is on his right arm when in reality it's on his left. This one is a little bit weird, but as she threw the flask, it disappears from her hand and then out of nowhere reappears suddenly few frames later. Not even a smear frame or something to show how the flask got there. And also she's not really talking into the microphone, so they would not hear her that well, if at all.
Okay. Hey, Vertex!
I really like this dude. He's pretty chill, but really, what the fuck was that?
It's looking like it's up to us to handle this list.
Hell yeah! Team Eminem getting shit done, making the money.
Wait, so how do they know who is next on the list? We didn't see them look at the list or engage with it in any form. My guess is that they could have looked at it while Blitz and Luna were busy. I'm not sure. And also they just go on a rampage, so we really don't know if they killed innocent people or actual targets. Noticed. How did this guy not notice Blitz while he was walking towards them? How does anyone not notice demons, imps, beings from hell on a beach during almost a sunny day? A piece of Luna's hair line gets a little bit thicker for no apparent reason. Luna's hair is behind her eye.
You're not my real dad. I was almost 18.
It still counts.
Well, it shouldn't. I didn't need you then, asshole. I don't now.
Ah, okay. So that's why she wanted to go with them. Just so she can argue with Blitz. Got it. Also, she is the one who asked if she can tag along with them, yet during the entire time on Earth, she seems like she doesn't want to be there, even though it's their job to be there at the moment. Make up your Lucifer damn mind! The beer keg handle oddly fits as Moxie's mouth. In this frame, pieces of Moxie's hair are missing their fill color, or well, become transparent. Cool shirt dude's beard is switching from colorful to transparent a few times. The eyebrow on the dude on the left has lost its color. In this whole shot, we can see that the sides are not blurred like the rest of the background. On the left, there is a little tiny line that obscures Millie in this shot. In these two frames, Millie's eyes disagree with the beer keg on who should be on top. Moxie's wrist has been deleted or is just clipping through Millie's hair. Priorities. So, earlier the fish stomped some dude who was laying on the beach already, so how is it just now coming out of the water? Just, questioning the logic of a cartoon again a little bit. Millie's eyes are in front of that dude instead of being behind him. Well, that was just unnecessary. Also, where the fuck did he appear out of? We could not see anyone anywhere near Millie. And also, why is he not running away like the rest are? And also, what if he's just another innocent person? Do they seriously not get punished for just hopping out of hell, murdering a bunch of random people and just popping back in? I hope we'll see more information about this. I'm not even going to get into how both of them are super small compared to the monster, yet Millie can reach out and grab Moxie's hand seemingly no problem. In this frame we can see Blitz's horn protruding a tiny bit through Moxie's horn. There is somewhere a horny joke in there, do as you feel. At first, I thought this could be counted as a smear frame, but seeing how little Blitz's hands move, I will be counting this one. And also, Moxie's dress is clipping through Blitz's finger. She has redeemed herself from the first episode. Congratulations! That sounded like fapping. In the previous shot, water was not dripping from Millie like it does in this one. In this frame, Moxie has a weird black spot / dot in his eye or on his eye. Not entirely sure what is this in Moxie's eye here, but hey. For one frame, the flask or canteen seems to appear in between Millie's eye and her hair. That doesn't really make sense since she threw it. Blitz has been moved a little up, a little bit, compared to where he was standing in the previous view of this scene. Now this is very subtle and very minor, so I will only mention this and will not count it. In these few frames we can see a full and out of place outline of Millie's spots that are on her tail, or well, should be. In this one frame, something appears out of nowhere and for no reason and belonging to essentially nothing. Where the guy on the left even came from. He's never shown to be associated with Verosica's group. We literally see him only twice or 3 times in the whole episode, and he never has really any important role. It's as if they just dropped him there mid-through production. There is someone pointing a gun at them, but they do not even have their hand on the trigger, or well, as you normally would hold a gun.
Put your hands up, you sick deviants!
So why exactly are they being arrested? The only thing that springs to mind is for indecent exposure, but that's a long shot.
All right, sluts, get ready to suck a lot of pig dick.
Why are they annoyed though? I thought that a succubus and an incubus, they don't really care who they are smashing with, as long as they get what they need, which is essences and whatever the f***. Unless I am mistaken and uninformed. or they really do dislike police dick and vag and a clown. And that was mistakes or things you might have missed in Helluva Boss episode 3. I love this. I love Helluva Boss and Has Been Hotel. I don't know why, it just clicks with me. I like their humor. I like the characters. Especially the characters. I don't know why, but they just click with me so much. Fuck. And that was mistakes or things you might have missed in Helluva Boss episode 3. Again, it is a really amazing piece of animation, artwork, whatever you want to call it, and I just absolutely enjoy every bit of it. So thank you for watching or listening. If you enjoyed the video, great. If you made it to the end, even better. So you have a good one. We out this bitch. Peace.